underwriting was given and benefit is not to be given, right? We solved two questions. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let's start with the third question. Benefit is not to be given. I hope you all are able to see my screen.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Copy down
Yes,
this
sir.
question fast. Copy down this question fast. Is it written down?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay. Raj Limited wanted to issue 1,50,000 equity shares of rupees 10 at a premium of rupees 5 per share. Directors applied for 50,000 shares and company issued shares to them. Balance was offered to pub for application which was underwritten by underwriters A, B, C, and D to the extent of 30%, 30%, 20%, and 20% respectively, with the provision of firm underwriting of 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, and 1,000 shares respectively. The company received application for 70,000 shares from public, out of which applications for 19,000 shares, 10,000, 21,000, and 1,000 shares were marked in favor of A, B, C, and D respectively. Calculate the liability of each underwriter when firm underwriting shares are treated as unmarked applications. Can you find out how much are unmarked applications? Can you find out how much are unmarked applications? The question says that the company wanted to issue 1,50,000 shares. Directors applied 50,000. So for public is 1 lakh. So for us the question is about 1 lakh which are underwritten by ABCD to the extent of 30%, 30%, 20%, 20%. So 30 plus 30 is 60 plus 20 plus 20 is 100%. So can I say that it is fully underwritten? It also has a provision of firm underwriting for all the underwriters. Company received application for 70,000 shares, of which applications for 19,000, 10,000, 21,000, and 8,000 shares were marked in favor of ABCD. Now, can somebody tell me that ABCD marked applications, what we get? 19,000, 10,000, 21,000, and 8,000. Does it inform underwriting or not? The figures of 19,000, 10,000, 21,000, and 8,000, does it include figures of firm underwriting? Yes or no?
No.
No, sir.
Why does 19, 10, 21, and 8 does not include firm underwriting figures? Where is it written? Where is it hinted? Can somebody tell me what is the reason that you say that 19,000 does not include 3,000 firm underwriting?
Sir, I think yes, because it is not mentioned anywhere.
Correct. It is not mentioned that it is excluding from underwriting. If you see your last question, it was written in the question that the marked applications are excluding from underwriting. By the definition, by the concept, marked applications will include firm underwriting. I repeat, marked applications will include firm underwriting. If it is excluded, then that will be mentioned to you in the question. If the question is silent, that means marked application includes firm underwriting. So can I say that our formula will be total applications received is equal to total unmarked applications plus total marked applications. Now that marked applications can be divided into two parts, but that will totally come to 19,000, right? So total unmarked applications is equal to total application received minus total marked applications. Total unmarked application is total unmarked application is equal to applications received 70,000 minus marked applications including firm underwriting, that is 19,000, 10,000, 21,000, and 8,000. So total unmarked applications are 70,000 minus 58,000, that is 12,000 shares. Kindly copy this down fast. I hope everybody understood how did I get total unmarked application as 12,000.
Yes, sir.
Kindly copy down this part of the solution, then we'll go ahead with the statement of liability of underwriters. Let's go ahead. We'll prepare the statement of liability of underwriters, wherein you will have this all columns. Step, particular, basis, A, B, C, D, 4 columns for 4 underwriters, and lastly total. Prepare this for at least about 8-10 lines. Let's start ahead. We start with the gross liability, which is given to in the question as 30%, 30%, 20%, and 20%. So total comes to 1 lakh. In fact, we have divided 1 lakh in 30, 30, 20, that is 3322 ratio. From this, we reduce marked applications excluding firm underwriting. Yes. Is this correct? Is this what I have done correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, it's correct.
So in this there is marked application, no? I mean firm underwriting.
That's what I'm asking. Is the solution displayed by me correct or not?
No, sir, it's not correct.
Somebody was saying it is correct. So can you tell me what should it be? Now I'm not going to distribution. You all know how to do.
The first one will be 16,000,
Correct.
8,000, 20,000, and 7,000.
Perfect.
Sorry, I did not understand this part.
Okay. Can I say that marked applications, when we are reducing marked applications in the statement of liability of underwriters, it will be excluding from underwriting?
Yes.
Okay. We have got marked applications for A as 19,000 and 19,000 include firm underwriting.
Yes, sir.
So how much will be the marked applications excluding firm underwriting? Can I say it will be 16,000, 8,000, 20,000, and 7,000?
Yes, so 19,000 minus 3,000. Yeah, I got
Correct.
it.
Correct. Go ahead with the solution. You will get the balance. The balance has to be 14,000, 22,000, 0, and 13,000. Complete the solution first. I'll display the solution at the end. Let me see how much do you understand. Done. Done with the solution. Please check if I have done correctly.
Done, sir.
Is the solution correct? What is there on the screen? Please check and let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please wait. I am sharing my another screen. So can somebody tell me that what is the basic difference between benefit of firm underwriting is to be given and benefit of firm underwriting is not to be given? Can somebody tell me what basic difference between that? Yes, I had explained you. You can go through the notes you must have written down. Am I audible? Can somebody respond to me?
So when benefit is not to be given, we treat them as unmarked, and when benefit is to
Mm-hmm.
be given, we treat it as marked application.
Okay. So when we treat them as unmarked applications, how do we distribute amongst the underwriters? And when we treat them as marked, how do we distribute amongst underwriters?
In the case of unmarked, we distribute them in the gross liability ratio, and in the case of
Mm-hmm.
marked, we do in the actual.
Okay. So we will be starting with the questions on benefit to be given, and then probably we'll go ahead with the whole thing of where benefit is given, not given, everything. Okay. So combination of various questions. So first we'll look at the whole format in which we are supposed to solve when benefit is to be given. I repeat, we are looking at the format and how we need to solve where benefit of firm underwriting is to be given, and then we go ahead and start solving the questions. Please do not write this format. It's pretty simple and you know about it. Okay. So we start with the whole format, you know, the columns and everything. We start with gross liability ratio, which will be always given to you in the equation, and agreed ratio. From that, we reduce marked applications excluding firm underwriting. That will be always actual. We find out balance, that is step 1 minus step 2. Then we reduce unmarked applications. Unmarked applications are distributed among the underwriters in gross liability ratio, or the ratio what we find in balance, that is step number 3. But we know that in absence of any information given, we distribute unmarked applications in gross liability ratio. Next, we get balance, that is step 3 minus step 4, less firm underwriting, that will be actual. Now, where benefit was not to be given, over actual, where I have written actual in red, we used to always write gross liability and distribute amongst underwriters in gross liability ratio. But as it is benefit is to be given, that means we will distribute as if it is marked applications and in actual. That is the reason why I have written down actual. And finally, what we get is net liability. To that, we add firm underwriting in actual to get total liability. Now, in between, after your reducing firm underwriting, if we get any surplus, we distribute the surplus. Then we find out net liability, add firm underwriting to get total liability. I hope you know the whole format now. The only change what we have over here is the conceptual change what we have already learned, that when benefit is to be given, then firm underwriting is reduced in actual. Is that correct? Any doubts over here? Please check the format once. Do not write in your notebooks. That is not at all necessary. Going ahead, this is the question. Kindly please copy down the question. I hope you all are enjoying the whole online mode of learning when it comes to financial accounting. If at all you have any doubts, or if you want me to change the method, do let me know so that it becomes easier for you to understand and learn. More than me, it is your whole benefit which is to be looked upon. So please make sure that if at all you have any concerns regarding any of my teaching style or something, do let me know so that I can change according to what is required from your end. Let me know once the question is copied down so that I can go ahead. I did not get any response from you all.
Done, sir.
Okay. Delta Limited,
Done, sir.
perfect. Delta Limited issued 25 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each at par. 7 lakh shares were issued to the promoters and the balance offered to public was underwritten by three underwriters P, Q, and R in the ratio of 2:3:4 with firm underwriting of 50,000, 60,000, and 70,000 shares each respectively. Now, can somebody tell me that how many shares are underwritten by the underwriters totally? What is the total underwriting? Delta Limited is 25 lakh shares, 7 lakh shares were issued to promoters and balance offered to public, which was underwritten by three underwriters. So, how many shares were underwritten by underwriters?
18 lakhs.
Perfect.
18
18 lakh shares.
Thank you,
Perfect.
sir.
Perfect, everyone. 18 lakh shares are perfect amount. So 18 lakh shares are underwritten by the underwriter. So our question starts from 18 lakh shares. It does not start from 25 lakh because 7 lakh shares which were issued to promoter does not form part of underwriting. 18 lakh shares were underwritten by underwriters in the ratio of 2:3:4. They had also said that there will be firm underwriting of 50,000, 60,000, and 70,000 shares respectively. Total subscription received is 13 lakh 88,000. The company wanted to issue 18 lakh shares, but they received a subscription for 13 lakh 88,000 shares. So can I say that it is a case of under subscription, and hence we need to find out the liability of underwriters. Total subscription received 13 lakh 88,000 shares, including marked applications and excluding firm underwriting. So 13 lakh 88,000 shares does not include firm underwriting of 50,000 shares, 60,000 shares, and 70,000 shares. Marked applications were as 3 lakh shares, 3 lakh 50,000 shares, and 4 lakh 1,000 shares. Now, can somebody tell me, I repeat, can somebody tell me marked applications 3 lakh, 3 lakh 50, and 4 lakh 50? Does that include firm underwriting? Does marked application shares include firm underwriting?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now see, class. At the start of the chapter, I told you that just by changing few words, the whole question can change. Okay. So if at all in the sentence total subscription received 13 lakh 88,000 shares, including marked applications, and I remove that part and excluding firm underwriting, the whole question on the face will remain same, but can I say that the whole solution will change? Yes. If I remove excluding from
Yes.
underwriting, the whole solution changes. But on the face, when you read the question, you'll get to know, oh, we have done this question. Okay. So do not fall in that trap. Read the whole question perfectly. Check for each and every details and then start solving. It may look that it is same as what we have done, but it may not be so. So please read and understand and then start solving. Marked applications P 3 lakh, Q 3 lakh 50,000, and R 4 lakh 50,000. But these marked applications does not include firm underwriting. Unmarked and surplus applications to be distributed in gross liability ratio. Now, can somebody tell me how are we distributing surplus applications till now?
Gross liability ratio.
We are distributing in
Gross liability.
gross liability ratio, ignoring the part of the underwriter who has the surplus. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And it is written in the question that unmarked and surplus applications to be distributed in gross liability ratio. So is the question asking us to do something differently, or it is saying the same thing what we are doing?
Same thing.
It is
Same
the
thing.
thing. Perfect. Perfect. So over here, mentioning that surplus application, okay, why is it included over here? I'm just trying to explain you. Why is it included? Just to confuse you. So you just have to keep your mind open and think, okay, surplus application, how do we distribute? We distribute in gross liability ratio. What is question saying to be distributed in gross liability ratio? तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है यहाँ पर लिखा या ना लिखा हो? Whether it is written or not written, does it matter to us? It does not matter to us because we do the same thing. Asset and the liability of each underwriter is where benefit of firm underwriting is to be given to underwriters. Shall we start solving question?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you all find out unmarked applications, total unmarked applications?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, fast, completed. Today onwards, you will get homework. I'll be sharing some PDF in the WhatsApp group for you all to solve the questions.
Sir, it's 2,88,000.
2,88,000. What about others? Check the solution. Total application received is equal to total unmarked application plus total marked applications. When we rearrange to find out total unmarked applications is equal to total applications received minus total marked applications. 14,88,000 minus 3 lakh plus 350 plus 450, that is the total of marked application. 13,88 minus 11 lakh, you should get unmarked applications at 2,88,000. Prepare the format for statement of liability of underwriters. Yeah, I have given you the columns. Prepare it for about 8-10 lines. Should we start with the solution?
Yes, sir.
We start with the gross liability. 18 lakh shares were underwritten in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4. So 4 lakh, 6 lakhs, and 8 lakh shares. From that, we reduce marked applications excluding firm underwriting. the markations over excluding firm underwriting given to us in the question. So 3 lakh, 3,50,000 and 4,50,000 totals up to 11 lakh. We get the balance 4 lakh minus 3 lakh, that is 1 lakh, 2,50,000 and 3,50,000. From that we reduce unmarked applications. We know total unmarked applications are 288,000. That has to be distributed in the gross liability ratio 2:3:4. So 2,88,000 once distributed in 2:3:4, we get negative 64,000, negative 96,000 and negative 1,28,000. And we get a balance. What is the next step? Can I say next step is less firm underwriting? Less firm underwriting 50,000, 60,000 and 70,000. It is distributed in actual. The reason is that we have to give the benefit of firm underwriting. So we get a balance negative 14,000, 94,000 and 1,52,000. We have a surplus of 14,000 that will be distributed between Q and R in their gross liability ratio, that is 3:4. So 14,000 distributed between Q and R 3:4, that is 6,000 and 8,000. We net liability, as we do not have any negative figures, we can write down net liability. Net liability is 0, 88,000 and 1,44,000. To that we add firm underwriting, which will be always in actual, whether benefit is given or not given. When we add firm underwriting, it will be always in actual. To get a total liability of 50,000, 1,48,000 and 2,14,000. Any doubts, queries, question? I did not get any response from y'all.
Can you go slow?
So sorry. So sorry. If you want, I'll repeat from a certain step if you wish to. Let me know once the solution done. I am waiting for you all.
So, so,
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
so when we have to reduce the firm underwriting from total application, like the
Kajal, your voice breaking. Kajal, your voice
So
was
now you
breaking.
can.
I could not understand anything. I can hear you, but it is breaking a lot.
So,
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
so when we have to add the total firm underwriting, total application received equal to total unmarked application plus total marked application plus total firm underwriting. So when we have to do this firm underwriting, when we have to add firm underwriting, so in previous
You are
two
talking
terms
of
we
the
hadn't. Yes, sir.
yes. You are talking. You are talking about firm underwriting. When you have received your application, total application. See the. I'll go to the question. Okay. Okay. Now, if you take this question, total subscriptions received or total applications received, does that include firm underwriting? Look at the question, not the solution. Okay, I'll remove this also. Now, in the given question, total application received includes what all things? Tell me.
Application to received is including marked application and excluding firm underwriting.
Okay, so correct. So can I say total application received do two things only, marked and unmarked application. So our formula will be this much. What we are speaking that we are writing down in form of formula. If total subscription received includes firm underwriting, then we will write down plus firm underwriting as well. If it does not include that, then in this formula it will be restrict to mark and unmark. Did you understand?
So your voice
your total application received includes what all things? That is important. In the given question, if total application received includes marked and unmarked only, then our formula is application received is equal to total mark plus total unmarked. But if the question given to you has total application received includes all, everything, mark, unmark, and firm, then we will write down total application received is equal to total mark plus total unmark plus total firm.
So in this case, instead of excluding firm underwriting, if they have given including firm underwriting, then we add the total firm underwriting also, no?
I hope, Kajal, you have understood. Others, any doubt?
Sir,
Sir, what if only marked application includes firm underwriting? Then what would be the formula? It will include firm underwriting or
Please go. Wait a minute. What did I explain you? The formula is based on total application received. What is included in total application received?
okay, sir.
Okay. So think from that point of view. You will get all the
Okay,
answers.
sir.
Okay. See, I'll tell you one thing. Okay. Coming to your point only, what you were mentioning that when firm underwriting is included in marked application, then will be the formula. Your point was that, right? Okay. I give you a sentence. Listen to that. I'm not giving you any figures, just a sentence. Total applications received includes unmarked applications and marked applications. Full stop. Firm underwriting is included in marked applications. Now, out of this two sentences, if I were to convert into a formula, then I would have written total applications received is equal to, it includes what? For marked applications, unmarked applications, and marked applications include firm underwriting. So can I say that total application received is equal to marked plus unmarked plus firm?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope everybody understood. Yeah, I hope everybody understood this. If still you have doubt, you can ask me. Ask me 10 times, I'll explain you.
So
Let
then
me know once the
firm
question is done.
underwriting, we have to, so
Kajal, please repeat your. Yeah, Kajal, please repeat your question.
then for firm underwriting, then we have to reduce it from the marked applications also, no?
Yes, yes. That we need to do. We were discussing about what will be the formula. So I gave that answer of what will be the formula. Now, when it comes to the steps and when it comes to uh, finding out the figures, then from the marked we will reduce form, and then we'll write down marked applications from public, and then form underwriting will be differently written. I think we have done, Kajal, a question like this.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, as you said earlier, that if the question doesn't mention, is the firm underwriting includes in the marked application. So we consider that marked applications includes firm underwriting, right?
Perfect.
So then the previous question, we haven't used that formula then. Total unmarked plus marked applications plus firm underwriting.
Previous question, that means, are you talking of the solution, what is there in front of you, or something else?
So
Other
the previous
question.
question of Raj Limited.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm just opening up that question. Are you talking about Raj Limited?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. I'll share that question screen first, and then we will discuss on that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
See, more than solving 10 questions, if we have this type of a discussion, then I'll be very happy with you all. Because what is required is, that analytical thinking. What should be done where to understand the concept. Then doing the steps is very easy. Now you know steps. There is no point in doing those steps over and over again. The point to learn now is that how to read the question, analyze the question, and how to then react on the question and solve the question. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, one second. Okay. So this is the question you were talking about, and you said that we did not use the concept where marked applications, if the question is silent, then marked applications include firm underwriting, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. I am just highlighting something and then read the question. Okay. Sorry for the whole up and down, but this is more important. Now read it.
The company received application for 70,000 shares from public, out of which applications for 19,000, 10,000, and 21,000 and 8,000 were marked in favor of A, B, C, and D respectively.
Now you tell me that does that 19,000, 10,000, 21,000, and 8,000 shares include applications from underwriters?
No, sir, it's from public.
That means other than underwriters. That means does that 19,000 include that 3,000 from underwriting or not? It does not include, right?
No, so
And what did we solve? And what did we solve?
We included that.
We solved it wrongly, right? Did we solve wrongly or did we solve correctly? Check the solution.
So we subtracted 3,000.
That was wrong on our part, right? It should not be subtracted, right? So this step, less marked application 16,000, 8,000, 20,000, 7,000. Can I say that this step is wrong from our part? It should have been 19,000, 9,000, sorry, 10,000, 19,000, 10,000, 21,000, and 8,000.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This step is wrong. Yes. So we have also done wrongly in our notebook, right?
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much for pointing out that what we did was, see, I don't know whether it was your motive to point out what we have done wrong, but yes, we learned out of it. Okay, we learned that the word out of from the public, very important, which was skipped from my side, so I'm so sorry about it. So if it is from public, that means it is only from public. It does not include the applications of underwriters. Now, can we do one thing? Please cancel the whole solution, what we have written down for this particular question. For this question, you must have written down the solution. Please cancel the whole solution. But you will solve in your notebook as a homework. And then let me know what will be the correct answer. Can you all do that?
yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, everyone. I hope you
Sir, can
understood what mistake was. Yes, Sushant.
you please repeat? I'm getting confused.
Okay. So, can you see what I have marked in yellow and red?
Yes,
Read
sir.
that whole sentence. Read that whole sentence, keeping those words in mind. The company received applications for 70,000. The company received application for 70,000 from public. That means those 70,000 shares, what we are talking of right now, is only from public. It is not from underwriters. Of which applications of 19,000, 10,000, 21,000, and 8,000 shares were marked in favor of A, B, and C, A, B, C, D respectively. So can I say that the marked applications, what here in the question they are talking of, 19,000, 10,000, 21,000, and 8,000 are only from public? Yes,
Yes,
Sushant?
sir.
If it is only from public, that means it does not include firm underwriting. Because firm
Yes.
underwriting is done by underwriters. Now you understand, Sushant?
Yes,
I
sir.
think Surya had pointed out this, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir.
Otherwise, we would have gone wrong. Let me share back the original question which we were solving. Yes, we were solving this question. Did you all get the solution for? Shall we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Write down this question. Is it copied?
No, sir. Done, sir.
Moon Limited issued 80,000 equity shares, which were underwritten as follows: X 48,000, Y 20,000, Z 12,000. Is it fully underwritten? Let's check. 48,000 plus 20,000 is 68,000. 68,000 12,000 is 80,000. So it is fully underwritten. The underwriters made applications for firm underwriting as follows: firm underwriting X 6,400, Y 8,000, and Z 2,400. Total applications excluding firm underwriting but including marked applications were the marked applications were 8,000, 10,000, and 4,000. The contract firm application be treated as marked applications. At the credit of unmarked applications to be given in proportion of the shares underwritten, you are required to show the allocation of liability. Can I say that this is a simple question? First, it gives us data about fully underwritten. Then it gives us data about firm underwriting. Then it says that the total applications which are excluding firm underwriting but including marked applications. So can I say our formula will be total application received is equal to unmarked application plus marked applications. And marked application does not include firm underwriting. Total unmarked applications is equal to total application received minus total marked applications. So total unmarked applications are 40,000 minus 8,000, 10,000, and 4,000. That's a total of 8 plus 10 plus 4. Total unmarked applications is equal to 40,000 minus 22,000. You should get total unmarked application as 8,000 shares. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Should I go ahead?
Yes.
Prepare the table, then we will start with the solution. Let's start with the solution. Start with the gross liability 80,000, 48,000, 20,000 and 12,000, which was given to in the question, which converts into 12, 5 and 3. From that we reduce marked applications excluding firm underwriting. So the data given to us is excluding firm underwriting. So we need not adjust anything. We can directly write down as 8,000, 10,000 and 4,000. We get a balance 40,000, 10,000, 8,000. From that we reduce unmarked applications. We had just calculated our unmarked applications as 18,000. So 18,000 will be distributed in 12:5:3. We will get a balance of 29,200, 5,500 and 5,300. We reduce underwriting, which will be in actual because benefit is to be given to 6,400, 8,000 and 2,400. We get a balance 22,800, negative 2,500 and 2,900. So the surplus of 2,500 with Y will be adjusted with X and Z in the ratio of 12:3. Less surplus of Y adjusted 2,500 between X and Z in 12:3 ratio. Get a net liability of 20,800, 0 and 2,400. That we add firm underwriting which will be in actual. Whenever we add firm underwriting, it has to be in actual. 6,400, 8,000, and 2,400. Finally, we get total liability, that is 27,200, 8,000, and 4,800. Did you all get total liability? Is the calculations correct?
Yes, sir.
So,
That's it from my side for the day. If at all you want. Yes.
so in this, the last paragraph is written that the underwriting contracts provide that the firm application be treated as a marked application.
When do we treat a form application as marked application?
So that is when, okay. So when it is benefit given. Okay, sir.
Hmm. Others? Any doubts, queries, questions? Do let me know. I have taken attendance. Those who wish to leave can leave. If at all you have any doubts, queries, questions, you can unmute and ask me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Why to add that firm underwriting in actual
When? Which step are you talking of?
of that last step?
Step
You know
10.
that,
To get
yeah.
total liability. To get total liability.
So, but here we are reducing firm underwriting in gross liability ratio when the
No, we are
benefit
doing
is
in
not
actual.
given.
Okay. Go ahead.
When the benefit is not given, the firm underwriting is reduced from gross liability ratio, and when we add, it is an actual.
I told you when you list, it depends on the contract. If the contract says benefit is to be given, then it is actual. If benefit is not to be given, then gross liability ratio. But when you add firm underwriting at the end, you add it to get the liability of underwriter, to find out the liability of underwriter.
So can you please repeat again?
When we are reducing firm underwriting, we distribute the firm underwriting again to the underwriters as per the contract. If the contract says benefit is to be given, then we reduce firm underwriting in actual. But if the contract says is not to be given, then we reduce firm underwriting in gross liability ratio to find out net liability. But when we add firm underwriting, we are adding firm underwriting to net liability to get total liability. And whenever we add firm underwriting, we add it in actual. Reason, that is the actual amount which is applied by the underwriter to the company. Is that
Understood, sir.
understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Others, still, if they have any doubt, query, questions. Thank you so much. If there are no doubts, leave. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes,
Sir.
yes, please. Yeah. Go ahead.
So your voice is cracking.
Yes, Surya, tell me.
Sir, till now we have solved the solutions of, I guess, under subscription and fully underwritten. Sir, will there be any questions of oversubscription like that?
See, if oversubscription, then there is no liability of underwriter, right? Liability of
Hello, sir, am I
underwriter
audible?
arises when public does not take. Yes, Surya, you are audible. You are asking that
So can you
we
please
have
repeat
done
again, because
questions where
actually my net is very slow.
Surya, you just asked a question which says that we solved questions where the subscription was always under, that is under
Yes, sir.
subscription. Okay. My question to you is, if it is oversubscription, all the shares will be taken up by public. If all the shares are taken up by the public, will there be any liability of underwriters for you to calculate?
No.
Understood?
Yes, understood.
Hmm. So if it is a case of oversubscription, the question does not hold
That's
good
it,
for
sir.
the chapter of underwriting of shares and debentures. Yes, Surya.
Sir, just wait a second. I will join again and I will connect to the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. Sir, am I audible now?
Yes, tell me.
Sir, I didn't hear you previously.
My Okay. So my point is that when it comes to oversubscription, that means the shares will be taken up by public in full. If all the shares are taken by public, will there be any liability of underwriters for you to calculate?
No, sir.
So can I say in that case there is no point of any question having oversubscription?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.